Hey everyone, Oddball Comics here. So today we have a bunch of things coming out. We are going to discuss about some new changes to three of our favorite Mystic characters, along with some new rumors about another character with the Supernatural tag, along with a rumor of a duo with a rework. So other than that, let's get started. So with our new addition of the Supernatural tag, came along with so far 2 new playable characters and a few characters with some slight tweaks to their kits, including Mordo, Doctor Strange, and Scarlet Witch. So let's talk about that. Starting with Mordo, they updated his passes recently so on death of any character, heals self and the most injured supernatural ally for 10% of this character's max health, and on death of a mystic, heals self and the most injured supernatural ally for 15% of this character's max health. Plus, we're granting 1 to 2 ability energy to self and that ally. So looking at this update, adding the supernatural tag in there, I do like it a lot. I do appreciate that we're gonna get more energy and health going towards those supernatural characters, and I think it's one step closer to a way more sustainable team that we're going to have. Going into Doctor Strange, which is honestly, personally, my favorite update they've done, because I love my Doctor Strange, but I always felt like his health and his damage wasn't good enough. So starting off with his ultimate, they actually changed 2 things. So at level 7, Doctor Strange can revive a dead supernatural ally with 65% health and also revive a dead ally with 50% health. Now heal allies for 8,000 health plus 10% of this character's max health. So there's a few things going into the ultimate right here. So right here, this tells us we're going to get 2 revives with this character, and I'm super hyped about that. That means we're going to have way more sustain, and plus health boost they're going to get. And if you've heard anything about Ghost Rider is actually going to give them a 40% health boost on top of this. So he's going to look really sweet when he's healing his fellow teammates. Now, moving on to his passive, on turn, 30% chance to change the lowest ally speed bar by 30%, and if this character has 3 or more supernatural allies, when a positive effect is applied to an enemy, heal for 5% of this character's max health, plus gain 1 deflect up to a maximum of 5. So I think this passive is the best update they have done for any of the Mystic characters so far. So looking at this kit, like I said earlier, Doctor Strange has always had a huge issue with his health pool, so we're gonna get that 40% bonus with Ghost Rider, and then on top of this, any enemies that we're going to face that give out a lot of positive effects is going to help us so much with him healing, and on top of that getting deflects. So think of a single defense up, we're going to end up getting 5 deflects on top of Doctor Strange. If you're going against a team like S.H.I.E.L.D., i.e. possibly Coulson, this might be a lot easier for us to have a more sustainable team to take out that in war. Keep that in mind. So now finally we are going to move on to Scarlet Witch, and with her new update, it says for level 7, for her ultimate, attack all enemies for 100% piercing damage, plus each target has all negative effects prolonged by a duration of 1. If this character has 4 or more supernatural allies, apply defense down to all enemies. Plus this attack is unavoidable. So this is pretty nice. It is good to have an easier way, especially on turn 1, you can give everyone defense down, with Mordo either giving out a heal block or a blind, and Doctor Strange's flip. So it is going to be pretty nice to use. But now that we looked at the 3 characters, if we noticed, all of these are T4 upgrades. So the question is here, is it worth it? So I think yes, but to a point. So there's definitely a priority system with T4s right now in this game. I would say if you have nothing really to work on, or you're looking at that next team to upgrade, try to get ahead, I think this is a great team to do. But if you are newer to the game, I'd say it's not worth it. I'd say right now, there's better teams that you're going to use for the long run to use that deserves these T4s more. So it's really depending where you're at with your account, and only you know that. If you have a lot of people worked up and you don't know who to work on next, I would suggest this team. I think it's going to be a very good team. I think it's going to be great in war offense. But if you're not really too sure, you don't have a lot of characters worked up, I'd possibly save them and wait for that big character, that big team. You know, maybe work on S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe work on Brotherhood, and stuff like that. All right, so moving on, now that we've talked about all this, if we think it's worth it, Personally, I will be investing into this. Let's hear about the rumored supernatural character. So for what I've been hearing, the word and the buzz around is actually Man-Thing. So we don't know much about Man-Thing. I've been hearing it through several sources, but my guess is if we do get Man-Thing in the game as a supernatural character, I'm thinking we're gonna get a Mystic Protector. And just because this team does a lot of good things already, so all they need really is more of a tank. And to be honest, if they do this character, the question is, who do we take out now? Because now we have 6 supernatural characters. Even though they updated Scarlet Witch to make her a lot better with defense down, I think unfortunately it might be her, because I can't see not having a blind or a heal block or having these revives not worth it if we're assuming that we keep the 3 brand new characters. Actually, finally, I do want to bring up about the 2 rework characters that have been passed around. So I got this from an unofficial source who accidentally put a T4 into Wasp, and when he reported it, they wanted to get his T4s back. They told him that a rework is coming for them. So it looks like we're about to have an Ant-Man Wasp rework on the brink coming soon. So we don't know when that is. Nothing's been announced. But for right now, it's all rumor. Keep that in mind, guys. So looking at Ant-Man and Wasp, just keep an eye on them. But other than that, guys, if you like this stuff, make sure to like and subscribe, and check me out in the Discord link below, and we can kind of hang out there. I am actually started streaming again. Just have some fun playing Marvel Strike Force. But other than that, guys, I'll check you guys out in the next video. See ya!